I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
Not this time. My brother's going solo today. So, I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready because the show is about to begin. The great magician Linny has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that no audience has ever seen before.
Wow! A new trick!
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it's just... It reminds me of him.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician too. So, how did you...
Well, I was out on the street once, and I saw him performing for little children love magic. And somehow, I felt...
Aw, that sounds so romantic. What trick did he...
was, and I was so happy that day. No one had ever given me a flower before that.
Oh, that's so cute! Actually, now that you mention it, Linny's done that one before.
Is that right? Then I suppose he's a romantic
after all.
You never know when...
That's right.
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy.
See? Even when the Phantom Weasel, Lorenzo escaped, where is he?
What do you mean, Phantom Weasel?
As Linny once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flawless performance for their audience. But once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. The spotlight is no place for someone with no more cards up their sleeve. It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act? I think it's time to put an end to it.
What are you talking about? Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going.
Ladies and there will now be a brief intermission. The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House. So please make your way outside.
Phantom Weasel never did like public. Don't worry. This place will be quiet soon. Let's...
Huh?
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood. This is a big mistake for a magician to make, but thankfully, I do have a back...
Linny, don't worry more important. We're not accused Gemma of being the real Phantom Weasel.
All in good time. Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the questions you want to...
Really? Well then...
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the fan... But as her infamy grew, so did the Red... Of course! After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned magician.
So, being the master deceiver she was, the Weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now, all that remained was to frame him for her countless crimes. Make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all. At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered afterwards. Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the Weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all this, pulling the strings. But I just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale. What's brought this on, Linny? Is it something that Lorenzo said?
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing at all. But I never believed that he was the Weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too forthcoming with his confession, as if there was something else he was trying to hide.
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And I have, with a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose Caesar was who would suspect for one...
Wait, so you mean the whole intimidation thing was just a hoax? Gemma and why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out?
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Linny, if you're so confident in your... then I think the answer should be obvious. Having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But If the weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved ones.
An excellent answer. A little dull.
Is that right? Well, don't let me bore you. If you'd care to change the topic to something more interesting, I'd be much obliged.
As a matter of fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand. Why would the real weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we? If I had to guess, I would say that the real weasel must have had a terrible childhood. Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. She'd scrounge waste paper for... This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed. And once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. I detest I will rob them of...
That's some...
Now it all makes sense.
Does this story satisfy...
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
Huh. That's right! What drove you to write that letter, Gemma? What were you trying to achieve there? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light!
She didn't write the letter.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books by now. But it seems like someone still wasn't ready to let her finally be at peace. Linny. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now?
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever. Well, no need for me to be coy about it. Our goal was to clear Caesar's name. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves.
That's it?
Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the
10 years ago? You mean Wait. Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long, and you're all grown up now. I didn't recognize he taught you magic back then.
We remember all our debt 10 years ago, but we did not forget. And so we came to find you.
And? What exactly did you take from me? I'm still standing, as you can see.
Free? Caesar once told me that I think that applies. Life took many...
What are you trying to...
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Perhaps that's because you've... Back to Lorenzo. He knew who you... You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee...
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Your freedom will cost you...
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come. I'm sure you're all wondering...
A high-altitude escape?
I'm sure you all remember the magician Caesar. This was the very trick that we have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused, and that the real weasel has now confessed to their crime.
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew. I've been practicing this one for ages now, but I'm still a little nervous. Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight.
Lenny, wait. You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? Are you an open book? Or are you still the same as ever? You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day, you'll end up exactly where I am today. Maybe then you'll finally
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
So,
Like Linny said, when you're ready, let's head outside and watch the show.
but what about Gemma?
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see...
All right. Well...
What is my truth. Sometimes I think I'm like a gambling addict. By the time...
Skill issue. Really getting caught.
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day, you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Linny is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Watch out!
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic-defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Did you see that? 1 minute he was falling.
How could he possibly have done?
How mysterious.
What a heart-stopping magic show! This was really worth the trip. Caesar's name has finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Linny has fulfilled a wish on his... Looks like everyone really loved Linny's grand finale. Paimon doesn't see Linny anywhere. Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual hunt. Oh, you mean the one where Caesar's buried? Yeah, that's probably it. This whole magic All right, let's go look for him there.
Stabilize! Silence! Let the mighty be humbled!
Let the record show that I verbally consent to relinquishing these items into your possession.